Hey there, friends. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. I've got a couple new things to go into the shop today, a couple new starter journals. These journals, of course, they're just a little of a condensed type journal. Instead of having just tons and tons and tons of stuff in them, they have tons and tons of stuff in them. That's a good way to describe it. Still loaded with all kinds of things for you to play with, all kinds of things to have fun with, papers, ephemera, text pages, old stuff, new stuff. These little journals will go in the shop a little later on today. They're I think they're like 4.5. Yeah, 4.5 by 6.5 by 1.5 on their spines. So just a little more of a condensed, and we're calling these starter journals. So let's take a look at this one first. I'm calling this one Roaring 20s. There was something very old looking about the fabric. It looks like almost a dress fabric that you might see in the 1920s. It just, to me, had that very old, seasoned kind of look. And I truly love it. I've used this on a few of my ephemera journals in the past. It's such a clever fabric because it looks kind of traditional, but at the same time the coloring is just pretty amazing on it. I finished it off very simply with an assortment of plastic beads. We've got some black beads, some purple, some pinks thrown in there. Tim Holtz Brad says 28 on the front. So let's crack this open and see what we got in here. We are loving this little kitty cat, and I'm getting to the end of him. But as you guys know, I'm a cat sitter, and I don't have cats of my own. But I'm very attached to my little Daisy that I go and sit for. She's just the sweetest thing, you know. Then we had Kit, who passed away last July, that I sat for as well. It's kind of funny because after Kit passed, Daisy kind of came into her own. She developed a big personality. So she's lots of fun now. She still doesn't play like Kit. She doesn't climb. We call her the queen because she's usually on the bed. She really loves to get her belly rubbed, her head rubbed. She likes to be brushed. Oh my gosh, she had like she was growing dreadlocks, y'all. I was like, what is going on with Daisy? And you go in one morning and she's like, oh my goodness, she's got the Bob Marley thing going on here. So lots of brushing for Miss Daisy of late. This is our health and wellness section of our starter journal. I like this. It says, go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. This creates harmony in your sleep-wake cycle and makes it easier for you to fall asleep and wake up in the morning feeling refreshed. Just some suggestions for just feeling better. Soak up the light. Enjoy the sunlight of summer days. Getting enough exposure to natural sunlight during the day increases melatonin production at night and produces a good sleep-wake cycle. It's like I've told you guys, I'm very specific about these magazine pages that I use because I think they're informative. You might run across a handy hint that you would like, oh, well, I didn't know that. This is a little article about meditation. I also just crazy love the graphics. I like the pink and the green together. I think that those are super neat. Health's New Frontiers. I think this is from Prevention Magazine. Your health coverage explains a little bit about, health insurance. I had a band on tour a couple of years ago, and the singer got extreme strep throat, and he was in England and arranged to go. It was so extreme he had to go to the emergency room, and when he checked out, he offered his USA insurance card. And the guy was like, no, we have free health coverage for everybody. So, you got taken care of and you don't owe us anything, and your insurance company doesn't owe us anything. And it was a very humbling thing for them to call me and go, hey, Joe's feeling better and we got all fixed up. UK healthcare is wonderful. I'm sure we'll get a lot of opinions about that, y'all. I'm just telling you my personal experience with that, with one of my bands. This is a pocket that has some chipboard pieces in it, and it also has one of my business cards. This is going to encourage you. You make your own business card. I am all about business cards. I think that they're sweet little things to hand to people, especially when you got a piece of original art on it. It's a nice thing to have in your pocket or in your purse. I don't carry a purse. I need a purse. I'm getting to that age where I can't fit everything that I need, like spectacles and sunglasses and all that stuff, into my pockets. Chris bought me this cool vest this winter that had it had like stash places in it, man. It was like, had a place for your sunglasses, it had a place for your reading glasses. The phone fit perfectly in that little inside pocket. I was like, oh man, this is so cool. Somebody needs to do this like for a summer. Somebody needs to make a version of this for the summertime. This is a piece of one of my original journals, so I hope that you enjoy that. Inspiration for you. Incredible jacket, y'all. Oh, speaking of jackets, I watched Death Comes to Pemberley last night on PBS. This is a great image right here. It's so good, y'all. Please catch it if you possibly can. Love this image right here. This is inspiration from a scrapbook magazine. Anna Maxwell's in it. She was so wonderful in Bleak House, as Esther Summerson. One of my very favorite characters, but Death Comes to Pemberley was awesome, and I so admire the Empire waist gowns and the Jane Austen style walking jacket. Oh my goodness, just beautiful clothing, beautiful clothing. And of course you get to see England, and you get to see I do not remember what the name of that castle was where they filmed it, but they also filmed parts of Victoria in that same location. And what is her name? Jenna Coleman, that plays Victoria in the series, she played Lydia Bennet, Lydia Wickham, in Death Comes to Pemberley. Oh, it's just so good, y'all. It was so much fun. I did miss all of Little Women except for the first episode, but I hear that I can watch that on online, so I'm going to check that out. Sweet little seated Buddha. Love this. Hosta. When I first moved here, I was like amazed at the hosta that was around this house. My mother-in-law, not my mother-in-law, my boyfriend's mom came over and she was like, you should dig some of that up and sell it. You got too much hosta. And I thought, really? So the next year, that's exactly what I did. I started digging up some of these plants because for 10 years, nobody had taken care of them. And they were like tight, y'all. They needed to be, they needed to be lifted and separated. So that's what I did. And I made a couple $100 like in a month selling stuff from my yard. And I thought, well, this is great. It really worked out wonderfully because my sister invited me to go to the beach and I had beach funds. Yay! I love this. I think this is a 1979 ad from a magazine. Don't you love the flowers? So pretty. The old cornflakes box. Really sweet. More of the 1964 KonMari. Assembling model airplanes. Kept near the location. Store things together. Let's see what this says here. Store together things used together. Follows naturally when you store at the place of use. If you are to have all items at a place that they are needed. They will be together in storage. If writing is the activity, then writing tools, pens, pencils, and typewriter, and supplies, paper, ink, stamps are placed together near the writing surface. That's before we wrote on computers, y'all. Very handy to know, isn't it? I think this is a 1988 Colonial Homes magazine. More of the awesome hosta. A word that says baby. Babies make me happy. Sometimes if I'm feeling blue, I will Google babies laughing. You're so cute. This is an original piece that I made from a magazine. It says doll, which would actually go good with the word baby that was in here. Now and never, little stickers. Maybe you're going to do something now. Maybe you will never do anything. I think your nevers are important because it leaves you more room to do the things that are in your now, right? Be here now. Bobbsey twins. Some poems. Beautiful German writing from the Three Musketeers. Vintage cards. I love the salvage signature. Arthur, Priscilla, and the girls. And this one is signed Mr. Benjamin. Mr. Benjamin. Kool-Aid sticky note for you. Did you guys used to have Kool-Aid when you were little? Man, we had Kool-Aid at Bible school. I'll never forget that. It was like warm Kool-Aid and knockoff Oreos, because you didn't get the real thing. That was such an odd taste. Knockoff Oreos. Umbrella guy, a little bit of coffee dye paper. I did not coffee dye this paper. It came like that. This is a paper stencil for you to have fun with. Some stickers for you to have fun with. A napkin, great for collage or decoupage or, tearing apart and gluing to something. I think napkins have gone through this change, friends. We used to have plain white napkins, and now we've got these incredible, works of art that we dab our mouths with. Not me, man. I take those beautiful pieces, and, they're great for collage. They're great for adding texture to anything. This is the 1948 Metropolitan Life Cookbook. Cheese and nut salad. Other cheese combinations. This is 1953. I love this. French fries from 1953. Not from 1953, but people actually made French fries at home in 1953. Giant asparagus tips. Quick dishes for the woman in a hurry. I love her because she is all gussied up, ready to go. She's got her hat on, but she's still doing her cooking. Love the stoves. Culinary Arts Institute. Seal of approval for those books. This is just a little black vinyl sticker for you to play with. You can cut it up and make it into something else. It is the letter N. I will have the Roaring Twenties in the shop a little later on today. This is Paisley Posies. Again, it's the black. I really do love vibrant colors on black. It reminds me of I don't know what it reminds me of. Man, I know what it is. It's like those velvet, remember those velvet posters you used to get, and it had the markers with it, and it had black velvet, and it's like neon markers. That's it, y'all. That's what it reminds me of. That's why it's such a sweet memory for me. I remember getting those when I was a teenager, and playing with them in my room. We've got a skinny book for you right here. This is an article about saving the rhinoceroses. Oh my goodness. I think that is pita. Pita and spinach dip. We had a great meal the other night. You guys know that we don't go out rarely go out. I do 3 meals a day at home in my kitchen. But the other night we did go out and we just had a lovely meal. We went to a place where we could sit outside, and it was like the perfect time to sit outside because it wasn't too hot, not too buggy. This is about mindfulness. 3 new uses for lavender. Treat dandruff, relieve a sinus headache. I did not know that worked like that. How to solve a toothache in a natural sort of way. But anyway, we got pita and hummus, and it was really delicious. Very, very good. One of my favorite things. We have some gorgeous papers here, some sweet little stickers. That just, all that goes together just great, you guys. And I know the creative souls you are, and I know you're going to just make something spectacular with that little smattering of color we've got going on there. This is part of one of my art journals. I did a big art journal using an old calendar, and I just have fun with color. This girl reminds me of my sister. My sister has beautiful red hair. We don't know where she came from. All the rest of us look like little Cherokee Indian people, and here she comes with red hair and fair skin and green eyes, and we're like, where did you come from? She is ours, though. This is from the Scrapbook magazine. This is a little article about family and creating spreads. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Really gorgeous. And more magazine pages for you to play with. This discovery, the secret country. Go deep into the green jungle and know the legacy that the Maya civilization left behind in pyramids, ceremonial centers, observatories, and temples. I would like to do that. I think that would be super cool. This is another oversized ATC that I made with a magazine page. A little envelope of fabric and papers for you to play with. A hold tag, which always reminds me of one of my jobs. January, March, February. How did it get to be June? I don't know what happened. That was the quickest year ever, y'all. This is a beautiful dragon lamp. We are serious dragon people here. We have lots and lots of dragons downstairs. My boyfriend's car is kind of a dragon-ish kind of thing, though he is called Monster. I love these pieces of pottery. Again, the KonMari shelf space, how to arrange things. Beautiful, beautiful pottery. Deedham pottery. Blue and white borders and crackled glaze. These decorative wares have attracted collectors for more than 100 years. How about that? This reminds me of my Marley, my nephew, who has been at his grandmama's house for like a couple months and then was undecided whether he wanted to leave his grandmama's place and go to his actual home. I thought that was so funny. My sister's like, I don't think Marley wants to come home. So Marley got SPOILED at Grandma's house. I've got some beautiful text pages for you. Especially love this this German text because it's crooked. It's printed crooked on the page. And if you feel it, it feels a bit embossed. Very interesting paper. Vintage cards. This is congratulations on the new baby. Hello, looks like Christmas. The baby's playing with the record albums. This is signed The Beatties. It is not a signature, but I thought it was super cool anyway. Salvage script here, Mary B. Three Musketeers. Some French text and French illustrations here. Some beautiful Japanese writing. A tag and another tag for you to play with. Some border strips. These border strips are so cool. Remember, these are quite large pieces of paper right here for you to, you can create a card. You can use it in scrapbooking. The gift of a lovely thought into the heart of a friend. Aw, that's so sweet. Here are our recipes. This is from the Metropolitan Life Cookbook. I think we're doing some pastries, some stews, some pies, cakes, plain cake, spice cake, the Culinary Arts Institute seal of approval, Devil's Food Cake, angel cake. Do you remember when people used to make cakes? My mother-in-law was quite the cake maker. Oh my goodness. Like a bakery was happening in her kitchen sometimes when she would be making a cake for you or for someone, for her church. I will have these two journals in the store a little later on this afternoon. Remember, these are our starter journals. They are $35 each. If you guys liked what you saw today, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Remember, our series about how to use a flow journal starts tomorrow, June the 1st. So I hope that you guys will tune in for that 10-part series. Thanks y'all so much. Talk to you soon. Bye.